Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks for coming by today. Today we're just gonna go over some little plans, some bits and bobs for September, some reading plans, things of that sort. Yeah, so let's see. September, some fun things coming up in September that I'm pretty excited about. But I'm still gonna play it kind of loosey goosey. I'm still like feeling like some type of way. I don't know. I can't really explain it, to be honest. Just still overall like kind of really distracted and just out of sorts. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on the feeling, but anyway. So I'm saying. What that means is I'm gonna do another sort of moody September, another moody month of reading. I did that for August here, and even though I haven't read much, I've just been reading what I've been feeling like reading, which isn't maybe the best Garb August co-host, but I'm gonna try to do a little bit better in September. As always, there's no pressure. This is just for fun. Okay. Anyway, I'm a little weird. I'm sorry. Okay. September, yes, there are a few things going on in September that I am always excited about, including a couple of things that I am co-hosting this month, which I can't be more thrilled with. I have announcements for my being a part of Shorty September this year, which I'm so excited about because I love Shorty September, and I just want to thank Heather again for having me let me tag along this year and kind of keeping the Shorty September going. I'm really excited, and then of course we co-hosting with Karen over at Roving Reader. So, Shorty September is just, a month where we spend reading short books. There's an announcement video with the prompts and everything. I'll link it below. But I'll go over some, I've just pulled little things, some stuff over here. There's the Week of Weird, okay? I'm hosting another round of Week of Weird with, of course, my friend Jason from Jason's Weird Reads. And it's going from September 7th through the 13th. So that week, I'm definitely getting weird. And then Kelsey, over at Slime and Slashers. She has her really fun Patreon only event. I'm sorry, you have to join her Patreon to join, but it is her Cornival where we read, carnival, circus, theme park, clown, those type of books again. And I'm super jazzed. So before we get into like this little pile of things I have tossed onto the top of my book cart, I will also, of course, go over our September pick for the Death by TBR book club that I co-host with my friend Kelly from Kelly Hooked on Books. The Discord for that is always linked below. In every video, it's there for you, okay? You can join us. We are a very chill, easy breezy, loosey-goosey, read it at your own pace type of book club. But read Swap Landy by Karen Russell this month, and I'm so excited. One, it works for Week of Weird, I think. Because it does sound kind of weird, but it is a bit on the longer side, so I don't know if I could fit it in for the week. And it is also about this alligator kind of park called Swamp Landy, which maybe I could fit it into Cornival as well. Anyway, so I'm really excited to read this, and I've only read some short stories by Karen Russell, so I'm very excited just to finally read this book. It's been just wasting away on my shelf, so very excited to read it. If you're going to come and join us, again, info is below. Okay, so that's that. So let's see. Week of Weird, again, I don't necessarily have any hard and steady plans. We have our group read of House of Souls by Arthur Machen, which is technically a collection of 4 of his novellas. So I've in the Discord, there's a Discord for Week of Weird. Okay, so that's linked below also. But I've had a little sections there for each of the novellas. You can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, none or all. I mean, you really just can do you on that. Now the other prompts, I'll probably just maybe chat about as I'll go through my little pile over here. Other than talking about, of course, wanting to still make some progress in my big weird collections. So I have the new weird, which I actually don't think I read anything out of last week of weird. So maybe I can find a story in here for this year. And of course, my big giant book of the weird, which I'm just slow and steady. Making my way through and enjoying it. So, just if I read one story out of each of these, I feel like that's pretty successful, right? I did actually forget to mention that I've got a few arcs that I'm going to try to get to as well. Whew, I don't know. I put them off a little too long, and now time is running out. But one of the prompts for Week of Weird is to read a weird book by a trans author, and I will be reading Andrew Joseph White's the book that's coming out in September. I wrote the name down. I forgot the name of it already. You Weren't Meant to Be Human, which I am super excited for. I'm so happy I got the ARC for it, even though I'm late reading it. But I'm excited because this will be Andrew Joseph White's adult novel debut. I've loved two of their young adult books and loved them. So I'm really excited for this one. So I just wanted to plug that in here because I forgot to mention it. All right. Just a side note, because these aren't necessarily shorties, so I don't know that I'll get to them. But I had them kind of pulled aside also for Cornival. First would be Church. I almost said Church of Marvels. This is by Leslie Perry. I want to say this is possibly an historical fiction book. Let's see. Yes, New York, 1895. We're following a character who cleans out privies behind tenement houses in New York City. That sounds great. Finds an abandoned newborn baby in the muck. Okay. So because Sylvan is an orphan, then he chooses to raise the child, determined to find where she belongs, or rescues the child, determined to find where she belongs. Odell Church and her beautiful sister Belle were raised amid the applause and magical pageantry of the Church of Marvels, their mother's spectacular Coney Island sideshow. Oh, but the church has burned to the ground, and their mother dead in the ashes. So Belle, the family star, had vanished into the bowels of Manhattan, leaving Odell alone and desperate to find her. Looks like the story goes from there. So yeah, this sounds actually really interesting. I do enjoy a good historical fiction from time to time, and I love especially kind of like old New York. Yeah, this sounds really intriguing. I've had this again just kind of sitting on my shelf, and kind of the same for Entwined. I feel like I've put this on a TBR before, possibly for Catuary, but I didn't get to it. And it would fit because we've got these twins that are like psychic or something, but one of them is a lion tamer. It sounds actually wild and kind of crazy, and I think there's some kind of like the Nazis are involved in here somehow. I don't even know. It sounds wild and kooky pants, and right up my alley. But it is a little on the chunkier side, so I don't know. We're gonna okay, piles of stuff I put on my cart, and including some of these that I don't even have pile. They won't even fit on the top, is what I'm saying. I read the first part of this, actually I want to say the first week of Weird, and little did I know there's actually another story in the back of this book. I want to finish that story so I can complete this book. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe I could get into solo leveling. My books are falling. Oh my god. It's a shorty. There's also a prompt to read graphic novels. I think mangas, of course, or this is a manhwa, would qualify for graphic novel, but the graphic novel prompt, which is I have my list of prompts here. You're gonna have to just excuse any kind of awkwardness here because again I'm just feeling some type of way. But what is that prompt? A book out of your comfort zone, patent leather shorts, book out of your comfort zone, or a graphic novel. So like I've got solo leveling, and I pulled aside some others too. You know, I didn't get to City by Clifford D. Simak for Rocket Summer, but it's a shorty, so I just kind of pushed it on over. I've got Dennis Cooper's Try, transgressive author. The Unborn by David Shobin. This handsome dog. Amazing. I could read that. This book I've had for a while that I won from Mindy's giveaway several years ago now. It's a shorty. It's called The Remains by Andrew Cole. I believe it's a haunted house story from what I'm remembering. The cover always draws me in. It's so good. I love the real graphic, stark black and white and then that splash of red in the back. I got this book from Kat's Novel Adventures. It's a Shirley MacLaine book. A little memoir, but it's short. I love Shirley MacLaine. Look at her family on the back. Isn't that sweet? So, I mean, I put that on here too. Now, the rest is just, like I said, it's just a pile. You know, because I've got The Perfect Nanny by Leela Slimani for the ripped shorts. Read a thriller. I don't know. Also, I think this is translated as well. Translated from the French. So there is a prompt to read translated literature as well. I feel I could do that. I've got some old school science fiction. This book, Catch World by Chris Boyce. Looks interesting. I've got one of these little short story things that I got from a book of the month. I could just read that story. I pulled everything. So if you see something that you recommend, did I have this also on my August TBR? Yeah, I sure did. I didn't get to it for August. So, again, another Rocket Summer book I didn't get to, but I really want to read this actually because it sounded really good. The classic science fiction. I've got my weird punk book zines. I've not read any of those. Another weird punk book, Mutant Circuit by Mark Jaskowski. I've had this on a TBR too. Yep. I haven't got anything that I plan on reading. I've got this book I keep putting off because I feel like I'm going to be mad at it. But The Deloriad by Missouri Williams. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I don't unhaul it. I could read Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto finally. I've had this on several TBRs too, but it's very short. Why haven't I read this book? It's 150 pages. Also could work for the translated prompt. Catherine M. Valente's The Past is Red. It's sort of an eco sci-fi type of, or dystopian sort of story. Look, it's so short. Look how short it is. The Bedmakers, Chad Lutsky, John Bowden, two authors I love, wrote a book together. I haven't read it yet, though. Why would I? Profane Altars. This is a collection of short stories, but I thought for a week of Weird possibly because they're called Weird Sword and Sorcery. Y'all know I love a short story. This one possibly for Week of Weird. I think I had on Week of Weird TBR last Week of Weird. I didn't get to my buddy Mike gave me this. Jane Yolen's Finding Baba Yaga, but it's a story in verse. So I mean, it would read quite quickly. I have had this on many a TBR. Tanya Tagax, I think. Split Tooth. Yeah, it's a shorty. Next pile. I've had this on many a TBR. Because I'm like, it's short. I could read it. And I never do. But I could read it this time. I mean, I could. Monster of Eldenhaven. Very short. Some of these are books I would like to just try and then to unhaul. You know what I'm saying? This one I definitely have had on a Week of Weird. TBR Before Wild Spaces. S. Halconi because it's got tentacles. Another Aaliyah Whiteley book because I really loved The Beauty. I know I've got a couple more of her books on my shelf. This is The Loosening Skin. First of all, the title gives me the creeps, and then the cover is amazing, and it's about 230-ish pages. A little over. So my personal limit for Shorty September is 200 pages, but that's just me. This one also, Week of Weird Shorty September album of Dr. Moreau by Daryl Gregory. I still haven't read. But it sounds flippin' amazing, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I mean, your guess is really as good as mine on that. I don't know. Can you diagnose? I started this short story collection several weeks of weird ago, and I didn't make it past story number 1. So might as well get back into this one. Born to be Weird, Demented Fantasy and Bizarro Horror by Seth Stiles. I mean, it says weird right there in the title. You know what I mean? I don't know. Why do I do the things I do? I could finish the last sort of not so Karina book on my shelf that I need to read, and it's her short one. This is Real World. Would also work for of course the translated prompt for Week of Weird and for Shorty September. We've got both of those. And then we got this little office romance. Yeah, that looks good. Anybody Home? Again, I've had these on other TBRs, and I just showed you that one. Songbirds and Stray Dogs. I still haven't read that book. I'm really excited though. It's kind of funny because I'm excited about like all these books. I'm definitely not going to read all of these. Like, what are... Tin Man by Sarah Winman. I've been wanting to read more Sarah Winman. In the Miso Soup, Ryu Murakami. It's a shorty. The House Made of Dawn in Scott Nomadai. Now, this is a indigenous author. I've been kind of nervous and anxious and excited to read more Jessie Ball, but I do have The Diver's Game. Count us in. I still haven't read this book about these two young men with Down syndrome that wrote a story about their friendship. Under 200 pages. I've got books 1 and 2 of Twilight Out of Focus. I could start this manga. I could do it. I have not done so yet. Okay, now again, I'm just, if you see something, I just pulled like a lot of my short books off the shelf. Eudora Welty, The Ponder Heart. I don't think I've read any Eudora Welty. So I have Dear Martin by Nick Stone. Still haven't read that. Jacqueline Whitson's If You Came Softly. I believe I had this on these are some of my August picks that I didn't get to. Another manga, What Did You Eat Yesterday? Fumi Yoshinaga. I love my little romance mangas. Earth Eaters, Dolores Reyes. It's a shorty. Is this a short story collection or not? No, it's not. Okay, good. Argentinian. I believe it's translated though. Let's see. I've got several translated works on here. That always makes me excited. Yes, translated from Spanish. I've never read Wide Sargasso Sea. I could go for the modern classic prompt for Shorty September. After Me Comes the Flood, Sarah Perry. I've been interested in this one. Somebody talked about that and put that on my radar. I don't remember who it was now, but I've never read House on Mango Street either by Sandra Cisneros. I've got this little book about an alien coming to Earth, Landscape with Invisible Hand by N.T. Anderson. Just a short little thing. Look how cute it is. I mean, I don't know. Oh, I have some stuff all over. Sorry. And then I pulled some some of these are, again, left over from August. But they're also shorties. Lois Duncan's Down a Dark Hall. I Know What You Did Last Summer. This Dark Forces, The Game book. This Point, or My Secret Admirer. Caroline B. Cooney's Freeze Tag. I mean, I just got a lot of things I could choose from. And I'm actually really excited about it. Maybe this will help just kind of get me out of this little funk I'm in. And not necessarily like a reading slump. I mean, I don't know. Again, I just don't know how to explain what I'm feeling right now. Other than a funk. But anyway. So this is a very rambly video. But let me put these books out. But these are just, like I said, some choices, some options. Yeah, I think I could definitely knock out a lot of the Shorty September prompts with what I have chosen. So that really makes me excited. I'm really excited for Shorty September. Maybe I can get into some vlogs for the month. Maybe that'll kind of help me just get back into the swing of things. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. But anyway, other than that is really all about I've got going on. Just a moody September, of which I am pretty excited about. And let me stop moving around while I'm talking to you. So that's really about it. I've just, just kind of got a moody September planned, and that's it. We are almost at the end of the year, basically. So, let's not put too much pressure on ourselves. So, yeah, that's really about it. So let me know what you are going to get into for September. I would love to know. I hope that you'll join us for Shorty September and for the Week of Weird and for Death by TBR, the book club. It's fun. I think Swaplandia is going to be really fun, so I'm excited for it. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here, and I'll catch you next one, all right? Bye.